back in the woods.
Morning guys, Dave Canterbury at the Pathfinder School out here at the lake today. We're going to be starting a series on resources at the water's edge, fishing, things like that. And I wanted to start this off with a couple little tips and trick videos. The first one I want to show you affects catfishing drop lines, limb lines, trot lines, and things like that. It's a way to keep your bait on the hook better when you're catfishing. Stay with me, I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see what I've got here. I've got a pretty good size hook. I've got some bank line, some Berkeley power bait. Right here's the secret. This is a bubblegum machine roll of pantyhose. Okay, and there's two of them in here, and they're good and long. They stretch out a whole lot. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut myself a piece of this pantyhose. I'm going to cut this top section off. That's where the spandex is, where it goes around the leg. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off. I can use that part, but I'm not going to use it for this demonstration. And that leaves me with this stretchy material right here that stretches out real big, like you can see. Alright, so now I'm just going to take and I'm going to cut myself off a very small section of that. And that's more than enough for what I want to do right there, because I can stretch that out pretty far. Now it's going to get runs in it when you stretch it out like that, but that's okay. They're cheap pantyhose. So now what I would do is, and I'll just grab a piece of this bank line for example here, and I'll go ahead and tie it onto this hook real quick. And we'll say that this is my limb line that I'm going to use. So I'll take a few turns around it to tie like a fisherman's type knot in here real quick, and I will drop this down, pull it down tight and cinch it up. That gives me a good strong knot. I don't have to worry about that coming off. Alright, so now that I got that tied on, I can get a piece of this power bait, and this would work with a dough ball or any other kind of bait that you use. And I'll just put that on the hook. I'll take this pantyhose out and stretch it like this and put that around the bait and bind it to the hook just like this. Stretch it out a few times, and I can just half hitch that off where I've stretched that out. I can put a quick half hitch in that to hold it on there. It's not going to go anywhere. And I can do that a couple of times if I want to. Caught on them, hung up on my barb here. There we go. And I could do that a couple of times just to ensure it wasn't coming off. Just like that. And then I can trim the excess of that off. Just like that. And that's going to help hold my bait on there so that when I'm fishing with it, the smell can get through there. The fish can still eat that, but that bait's not going to come off as much as it does the majority of the time with this type bait. That's a real good little tip or trick, and for 50 cents, you know, you've got a ton of uses out of that. A couple pieces of pantyhose material there. You can store it right back in the little container it came in, put that in your box or whatever the case may be, and you're ready to go out do some catfishing. Well guys, I'm Dave Canterbury at the Pathfinder School. I appreciate you joining me for this quick tip or trick video, part of our On the Water series and resources near the water's edge. We'll be doing some fishing real soon. I just want to bring you a couple quick tip or tricks beforehand so that you'll see some of the things that I'm going to be using while we do some fishing out here. As usual, I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I appreciate everything you do for me, my family, and for my school. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks again.